Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lüning, Horst Lüning, and I'm the master taster of Whisky.com. And today we have quite a rare bottle here on my cask. It's a Isle of Jura whiskey, a whiskey from the Jura distillery. It's on the equally named island of Jura, and this is the island closest to the Isle of Islay, so it's the inner Hebridean Islands. I found this bottle close to my desk, and it was presented to me by the proprietor of the distillery, I think, if I remember right. It's in Jura, 1989, 25 years old, distilled on December 17th, 1989, and bottled on January 7th, 2014. Matured in bourbon barrels, 2 casks, 30,710 and 30,745. This is a bottle 87 of 321. 58.2% ABV, so for 24 years old, 58.2% ABV is quite a lot. So the casks have lain in the warehouses close to the sea, and there you have only marginal temperature changes. There are high temperatures at noon in summer, but in the night when the sun has set, the temperatures go down quite fast to the always equally temperatured ocean. So you might have a difference from 7-8 degrees to 16 in the water. And on the seashore you have a few centigrades more, but in the more or less insulated warehouses where you have less air moving through, and the warmth capacity of the whiskey, it takes quite a time until it cools down and goes up. So the breathing of the casks is very marginal at the seashore. And so they were able to keep the strength at 58.2% ABV. It's quite dark, so they might be first fill or only for 2 years used for bourbon maturation. In former times, the bourbons were bottled at an age of 2 years, and in the later years they raised it to 4 years typically. So only 2 years of maturation of bourbon in a cask tears out less flavors from the walls and less color from the walls. So this is quite dark for an ex-bourbon cask. But it's cask strength, so it's not diluted, so the color stays a little darker due to the lacking dilution. I do not taste whiskey with such a high strength, so it would paralyze my taste buds, and I wouldn't be able to taste any whiskey behind for the next 12 hours because alcohol paralyzes. It's nervous poison in high strength. So I typically reduce the strength of this whiskey prior to tasting. There's only very few peatiness in this whiskey, because on the label it's written heavily peated. This is untypical for the Isle of Jura distillery, or the Jura distillery on the Isle of Jura. They changed to peated malt whiskey only in the last years, when the superstition and the prophecy and others appeared, which are quite heavily peated, and they started perhaps 89 when this bottle appeared. And this is smoke from burning wood in a fireplace. Yeah, So this is not this typical phenolic smoke from the Isle of Islay, but a burning wood. And in the beginning there was just a hint of vanilla and no smokiness at all. And the longer I smell on this whiskey, the more peaty it becomes. More and more. And then there's this medicinal smoke from the nurse coming with the disinfection to you. Oh no, it burns. But then just firewood. The smoke of burning wood fire. Some caramel is appearing. I nosed a few minutes before on this whiskey already, and the caramel develops very lately. Yeah. There's very few whiskey in this glass in the moment, so I have to be very careful not to bring too much water in this whiskey. Just mix it up. Takes quite a time. More smoke, more phenols coming up, more medicinal, and citrus appearing. A good full note of citrus. Going over to lime. Yeah. The citrus is becoming stronger, so I haven't reached 50% yet. It's quite strong. But I tasted this whiskey before below 50 and it was a little bit one-dimensional. But now with a little higher strength, more power in it, more aroma. The citrus intermixes with the oak, and there's some liquorice appearing in the back, coming up slowly, more and more. And the wood smoke, this heavily peated, not really. So this heavily peated Jura, I think, has reduced its primary high peat level quite a lot over the 24 years of maturation. So these phenols are not fully oxidized, and if you give the whiskey time to oxidize, then those phenol will reduce and oxidize very, very slowly, but the whiskey is losing the smoke. And this has happened really here. Yeah. Thank you for watching Whisky.com. It might be difficult to get your fingers on such a bottle. Stay tuned, there's more to come, more of those bottles. Feel free to share this video with your friends and discuss this video with me on our forum. Thank you very much.